Hello guys, and welcome to our new video. This video will be a little bit different. First of all, I'm outside because today is a really nice and sunny weather in the Netherlands, and you have to take any advantage if you have a chance to get a vitamin D in this country. So I'm today talking with you outside, and I'm about to share a story, a really long story of how I managed to find the job in the Netherlands. A little disclaimer, this is the reason why we stopped posting for a while, because I started a new position and I really wanted to focus during my first 2 weeks on it. So right now I will tell you everything that you need to know or what helped me to find a job in the Netherlands. I think it will make sense to tell you a little bit of why I ended up in the Netherlands, why I chose this country and what brought me here. I came to the Netherlands in 2020, and as you might guess, it was the COVID time. Corona just started, so it was not the best times of moving abroad at the age of 17 and starting a new chapter of your life. There were multiple reasons why I chose Netherlands. First of all, they offered a lot of English programs, because in Europe, some countries like Germany and France, where the language is more established and is more international, a lot of programs are not available in English. Netherlands, on the other hand, has always positioned themselves as an international country. They have a lot of English programs, but also a lot of expats that stayed in the Netherlands to start working here. Apart from that, of course, Netherlands is known for a well-balanced life, so a good balance between personal and work life, but also an overall happiness of citizens here. So I passed my TOEFL exam to prove my English level and got enrolled in Dutch University for a bachelor's program of international creative business. Even though the first few years were quite spoiled by the pandemic, but also the nostalgia that I was feeling for my family and for Russia in general, I truly enjoyed my university years. I met a lot of friends, I discovered myself professionally but also creatively, and I started to learn more about what I would want from my life and where I see myself in the future years. So this brings us to the question of why I decided to stay in the Netherlands. There is no single reason to why I decided to stay, because first of all, I have never had in my head that I wanted to go back to Russia, but also I have created a nice community here. I met my partner here, my boyfriend that we have this channel with, and generally I truly fell in love with this country. Netherlands offered me perspective on a better life, better professional opportunities, but also in general just happier life. So who am I not to take it? Of course, there are multiple ways of staying in the Netherlands or any European country, but for me the best option would be to find a job and apply for a highly skilled immigrant visa. I will leave all of the resources to useful information about the highly skilled immigrant visa and requirements of that down in the description below, but for now I just wanted to tell you some tips and approaches that I took to be able to secure the job position. So one of the first things that I started with is of course LinkedIn, and to be specific, LinkedIn Premium subscription. I know that it's quite pricey and maybe it's not going to be for everyone, but I just wanted to share that it truly helped me because it has an AI feature of jobs where you're a top applicant, because sometimes some useful jobs got lost in a huge lists of applications that got highlighted by AI features or general by the algorithm of the platform in this section. LinkedIn was not the only platform that I used. I used Glassdoor as well as Indeed. The LinkedIn was of course the place where the most of the applications were posted. However, if you are looking for jobs that are on the medium or senior range, Indeed might be really helpful for you. For me, I was looking for a junior position, so it was not really relevant. Glassdoor had also a lot to offer, but unfortunately I just did not really like the notification function because it just didn't do its job correctly and the way that I wanted it to do. So of course LinkedIn was like the main source for most of my applications. And the other thing that I wanted to talk to you about is actually just Googling the vacancy. It sounds a little bit weird because of course Google is the biggest search engine and you will get so many results on it. But trust me, sometimes if the company has a good SEO of the website overall, some of the vacancies that they post, and they specifically do not post on those platforms, get shown to you by the algorithm. And it's a really nice way to stand out because it shows to the company that it actually did the research and you were specifically interested in them. Now let's talk about some of the things that I discovered along the way, and I thought that it might be relevant for other people that are searching for the job in the Netherlands or truly across Europe. first thing that I fell for is Canva templates. They look amazing. They show your creativity, you have such a wonderful way of customizing your CV, but unfortunately, it does not give you any good. The reason behind it is that a lot of big companies, but also medium-sized companies, use AI screening feature. What that does is basically robotically scan your CV to look for some spam materials or just materials that look a little bit sketchy to the algorithm. And unfortunately, the colors, the pictures, all of those complicated elements that you insert in Canva trigger the algorithm to say that it's spam and reject you even before any person will take a look at your CV. It's a sad thing, but unfortunately it's true, and it's just so frustrating to know that for a lot of applications I didn't even get through to a real human to truly see my experience, my skills, the person that I am, and I think that the creativity and the beauty of the CV does not really worth it, to be honest. What I did to show my creativity instead is creating a portfolio. I designed mine on a platform called Wix.com, and it looked like basically a website. I will put some screenshots and a video here so you can take a look at it. And even though it might seem like that people do not look at it and that statistically HR looks even at CV for 7 seconds, I truly met a lot of people that actually took a look at it and they told about it during the interview. And in my mind, it became a really nice way to build a personal connection and stand out from the crowd. So I really advise you to do that. If you do not have skills to do it like on a website, you can also do it as a PDF file on Canva if you want it, because a lot of the platforms and a lot of the websites for the companies, if they have internal systems, have a space where you could put a link to your portfolio or even upload a PDF file. Another trick that I think that not that many people talk about is motivation letter. Sometimes it might seem like it's a bit useless because no one reads it and a lot of people just assume that you use ChatGPT for it. But I've heard so many times that for recruiters and even the people that work in the company, it's a little bit of a red flag if you do not submit a motivation letter. Yes, they might not even read it, but it's very important to show that you are actually interested and that you put time into their application. If you have submitted everything within a minute, it just shows that you are not that much interested and that they are not something special for you. And that might be the case, but then you still have to show that you are quite interested in what they have to offer. What I did in my journey is that I've always submitted a motivation letter. If the company was not that much interesting for me, I've done it through ChatGPT. But if I had a personal attachment to the company or it was the industry that I was so much interested in, I created a personal and truly self-written letter. And the last thing that I saw across the internet, and it might be not as new to you, is of course tailoring your CV to the application. This doesn't mean that you have to lie, depending on what you're applying for, but it means that you have to sometimes jiggle around the sentences and putting the bullet points that might be interesting to the company a little bit higher in a rank. This gives you a little bit of a bigger chance with recruiter because normally they just look at your CV as a place with some checkboxes and they just really need to see the keywords that they see in the vacancy the same as in your document. So now we're slowly approaching the end of the video and I wanted to share with you the statistics of my job search. Total applications, 224. HR interviews or additional tests. So sometimes it was like a psychological test, sometimes it was a test according to the vacancy that I applied, or just a really quick calls of 10-15 minutes with HRs. I did 12 of them. The second step interviews, I did 4 of them. The final step interviews, I did 4 of them. And finally, I got 2 offers, one of which I accepted. I'm not gonna lie to you, this journey was the hardest thing that I've did in my life for the past 4 to 5 years, and I really understand how you feel. If you are currently searching for a job and that's the reason why you clicked for this video, just know that you are not alone. And know that the rejections that you get does not reflect your personality or skills in any way. I see you and I hear you and I understand how difficult, frustrating and truly demotivating this process is. Currently it looks like the job market is flourishing, there are so many opportunities, but to be honest, it's so difficult to stand out, especially if you are just freshly graduated. The only useful thing apart from those tips that I can offer is that my DMs are always open for you. The Instagram can be found in the description, and I can try to be the shoulder to cry on, the person that just can listen to your troubles and frustrations. And I truly think that having a community of people who's searching for a job is way easier than handling it all by yourself. And finally, do not ever give up. I was searching for a job for 5, almost 6 months. I was staying home, I had nothing to do, and at some point I truly felt like I didn't want to wake up, that I didn't want to stand and do another day of just sitting behind the laptop and applying to these endless lists on LinkedIn. But you know what? Right now, I'm on the 2nd week at the company that I really enjoy. I'm really looking forward to what this work will bring me, and I'm truly satisfied, and I found the best possible scenario for the case that I was in. So again, never give up. Put thumbs up for this video. Let me know if you need any help from my side, and I will try my best to help you. And see you in the next vlog. Bye bye.